I know something's about to go down.
Do you think we'll ever revert to talking about our dreams on the podcast?
No, we shouldn't. That should be rule number one.
Do you think there is a podcast that is dreams? People talk about dreams. There must be. There's a podcast for everything. There's got to be a dreams podcast, hasn't there?
There will be. It won't be very, I don't know how many listens there'll be. But you know what? I feel like we should start recording.
We are.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yeah, that's why I started saying that.
Oh my God.
Make it look nonchalant.
Alf.
Now you've ruined the illusion.
You're such a pro.
You've broken the fourth wall.
No. Go. I had a really good point. So I think what once used to be, oh God, just talking about our dreams. Ugh. Oh, what a pointless thing to talk about. Is now there's a conversation about how they are very important to your mindset and how they can play a huge part in everything. So, do they say anything about who you are day to day?
Yeah, but that's the boring bit, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Like people the only podcast I'd listen to about people's dreams is if it was like really fucked up dream. If it was like, do you have dreams that are really disturbing?
Wow.
Call in and let me know.
Why would you want to know about that?
Because I don't want to know about someone's dreams where they're like, I woke up and I thought my legs were hot dogs and then I was flying. I don't care about that. I want disturbing dreams.
But in a way, that is very disturbing. If you saw somebody today who was flying through the air with hot dog legs, you'd freak out. You'd freak out.
Yeah. No, but maybe I'm
Miriam Margolyes.
Maybe Miriam Margolyes. Maybe I just want grim, Hot dog legs is jolly dream. I want grim. Because I feel like what you're saying is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to speak for you. Mm-hmm. But what I think you're saying is that dreams say a lot about
who you are
and where your life is at that moment.
I think they say a lot about the unconscious mind. Yeah.
Do you like it when people ask you or tell you, "Oh, I had this really weird dream last night"?
They do have to be interesting. They have to have a certain edge to them.
Yeah. Which ones don't you care about? Which dreams are you not interested in?
I don't know, just the ones that are like, oh, I went to the shop and the shop was my house. How weird's that?
Yeah, Tesco was my basement. Yeah,
and you're like, okay, fine, sounds good. But when you're like, oh, I woke up and I was my mum giving birth to me. And
I've had a trip like that once.
Then I'm like, okay.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You did have a wacky one the other night, didn't you?
I did, but I don't want to become this podcast that I'm ridiculing.
No,
I did have a wacky one. I had a really wacky one, actually.
I don't care. You're right. No, I don't care. You're right.
Yeah,
no
one
cares.
Right.
Nobody
Everyone
cares. David Cross has a really good bit about that when he tells a dream, and it's perfect because there is something about describing a dream out loud that makes it sound so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
And so nonsensical, so boring, whatever it could be. But to you, in that moment when you wake up and you've just had that wild experience in this other universe where you've been, because it does feel totally real what you're living through.
Yeah.
You're like, I've got to tell somebody this because it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then you actually say it out loud, and I was like, yeah, okay, great.
So that's 5 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
Yeah. I love hearing about your dreams though.
Yeah.
Magicians, not the loser kind, like the people who practice,
not the virgin kind.
The people who, practice magic meditation.
Do magicians not turn you on? Do you not like a good magician? I love a good magician.
They don't turn me on, no.
Meh. Well, maybe not sexually, but like socially, do they not make you tingle? Do you not think, wow, magic?
I think as professions go, there are...
If any magicians want marketing campaigns, come to me because I've got your slogan for you right there. Wow, magic. There you go.
Yeah, I know. It changed my life. I think as industries go, magicians are a pussy duster. You know, like I don't know what the
Yeah.
term is, but like
Yeah.
no one's like, oh my God, that magician, where the way he picked out that
Yeah.
right card. Wow.
Yeah, they make you
Magician.
clam up, don't they?
Yeah.
No one's getting a boner over a magician unless you are another magician. That's true, though, is it? Other magicians get really excited about other magicians' tricks.
Thing is, I like magic. This isn't the magic I'm talking about.
No, I
but,
know, yeah.
but like magician, like, you know, trickery guys. I do like it. We got really into Penn and Teller at one point, didn't we?
Yeah, for about 2 days.
And you were like, you've not heard of Penn and Teller? And I was like, no. And then you put on their show and I became addicted. And I did think, okay, well, I could pick up magic and, you know, didn't you actually pick up?
Yeah, I got obsessed with magic for about a week, didn't I, during lockdown? See, there's many names and guises I go as in our family household. The Grudgeman
Yeah.
being number one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we actually established that you now that you're a Mulroy, you possess some Grudgeman traits too, and I love how they've been seeping into your very being. But Grudgeman.
Sorry, just quickly. Can you just quickly do a quick overview what the Grudgeman is?
Well, the Grudgeman first appeared on our show in the live 24-hour podcast, didn't it?
It did.
Because I unveiled a lot of stories about me that all had a common theme is that I hold a grudge a lot, and I behave in ways to some people after certain incidents that is me getting my own back as the Grudgeman, but not over serious things and never maliciously. Like, I don't actually sincerely hate people. The Grudgeman is just someone that will always remember when you've done me wrong, and I'll bring it up in very, very, very minor
Little
passive
digs.
aggressive ways.
Yeah. It's a wonderful trait
Oh,
and
yeah.
a fantastic
It's what I'm embracing, actually.
part of it. Really?
Yeah, I think I enjoy being the Grudgeman a little bit.
That's nice to hear as
Yeah.
your living partner. I like to hear that you've gone, oh yeah, like the Grudgeman is a part of me and I welcome him. In fact, bring him on more so
Absolutely.
than normal.
Don't worry, he'll be delivering a package very shortly.
Reluctantly.
So yeah, reluctantly delivering a grudge mess all over your face.
Oh gosh.
So I have the Grudgeman.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Oh, I'm the Hobbyman.
The Hobbyman.
Yeah, I'm the man of many hobbies.
Yes.
I'm a man.
Says all the easels and paintbrushes that we currently have in our spare room.
Absolutely. I knew you were going to bring that up. And do you know what, Bridge? The Grudgeman has just been fed. I'm going to hold that against you.
You're going to swallow all that grudge, and it's going to solidify into a nice little cyst at some point.
The way the
Come back-
Grudgeman works, though, is that you either go one of two ways. To that comment, I go, do you know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to become a fucking master painter and make millions.
A master
This is
painter.
where I start. This is how the Grudgeman works, right? He goes, big picture. He goes, I'm going to become a master painter. I'm going to be a master, like Zorn, like Monet, like Matisse, right?
Yeah.
Other artists are available, right? And then I'm going to make millions, and then I'm going to, once I've made the millions, I'm going to turn around to you and go, none of this is yours. Do you remember that comment you made about my easel?
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And then I gradually whittle it down. And what I'll do is I'll just won't talk to you one night after work.
Okay. in a couple of months' time.
Yeah.
And when
The comment will come back when I'm actually in a bad mood and go, yeah, fuck that bitch.
yeah, and you'll replay me saying
Yeah.
oh, I remember all the paintbrushes you got, and it'll play like an echo. In
Yeah,
your head.
like in The Simpsons where you see the animations
Yeah.
going around their head, oh, and that easel in the office.
the paintbrushes, the paintbrushes.
Fuck that bitch. So I'm the Hobbyman. But actually, do you know what? I really grinds my gears that easel comment, because I was gonna start my next portrait next weekend. I haven't had time, Bridge.
You know why?
I'm a man of the world.
Right, this is why the Grudgeman comes out, is because the Grudgeman also sometimes doesn't know how to take a joke.
He doesn't. You're the singman. You're the terrible singman.
When I don't know how to communicate my feelings,
Yeah.
I just sing them.
I'm having second thoughts about this marriage. Shit.
Yeah.
So I am the Hobbyman.
No, I love the Hobbyman. The Hobbyman's my favourite
Yeah.
man.
Hobbyman's fun.
I love all the versions of you, by the way. They're all great. They all bring a lot to the party. If they all met each other in a room, it would be a wild evening
Yeah.
of despair and ecstasy.
But it would be actually, wouldn't it?
But the hobbyman is great, and it's something I really do admire about you, and it's because I don't have that same quality. I'm very much like, I
plain man. Plain Jane man is you.
Can't be bothered man.
Yeah.
You know, I
no man. No.
All right, okay. When you say, "Oh, I really want to get into painting,"
yeah.
Oh, but I'm going to get all this equipment and everything, and I, and I'm like, that's great. I think I just don't. I know that won't bother.
Yeah.
I know that give it a couple of months and I'll be done with that hobby because that's just been my life experience so far. That's how I deal with it, how I do things. I kind of have a shelf life on my hobbies.
But my theory is that you do find ones that stick. So why not try them all, baby? And
also, what I like is that you also go, well, if I don't carry on with it, I don't care. The fact that I have picked up a paintbrush and put it to paper even once.
Well, I did more than once, actually. And I have not left that. I've not finished with that either. That's the thing.
I know. I was only joking. I know that you are carrying on with it. It's that the fact that you can be like, I don't care if I get bored of this tomorrow. I want to give it a go. Yeah. And that's what happened with you learning magic tricks. That one, I think. That
lasted a couple of weeks, though. That was a good week. And I learned some good tricks.
You learned a trick that our nephew... still talks about to this day.
Blew his little mind, didn't I?
Yeah, his little brain was...
I don't think I can't even remember it now. But it's the thing. So I originally learned magic.
Pull my finger. Uncle Alfie.
Magic finger. Oh, Jesus.
No.
Uncle Alfie's magic finger.
No. That's not another part of you that we're talking about.
That's a different type of man. Pedoman.
Molestman.
So the hobbyman is great.
If you had an indisposable income,
I do.
what? Bitch. What I do. Love it. Keep proud man.
Have you not seen that easel? That fucking easel in there I've got. You don't get that without a disposable income, let me tell you.
Ginormous.
It's massive. I bought the wrong one.
It's absolutely. It's the same size as a ceiling. It's quite impressive. It says, "I'm an artist."
Yeah, like I do art.
Yeah, I paint.
And do you know what I hate about it? And like some people do this deliberately, but I'm not this man, right? I'm not this man. I'm not show off man.
No, you're not.
I'm not show off man.
You're not show off.
I'm keep myself to myself man. You know, don't notice me, man.
You can stop doing that now.
But like on Zoom, I can't hide that easel. There's nowhere in that room I can hide that easel.
Yeah.
Because it's either reflected in the mirror, because I've got a massive mirror, or it's in the background.
Oh, yeah.
So like every time I'm on Zoom for work stuff, everyone goes, "Oh, you got it? He's doing a painting." I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, and you don't want to be the guy who's like, I'm going to move the easel out of the room every Zoom meeting because, you know.
But you don't also want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I like to do painting sometimes. Yeah. No one wants to fuck that guy, do they?
I don't know why you would want them to want to think that though.
Hornyman?
It comes out every so often.
The reason I did magic was to impress my nieces and nephews, and I did that once. So therefore, it was time well spent, in my opinion.
What hobby? Yeah, it's back to my question. If you had all the money in the world, what hobby? If you limitless amount of hobbies, what would you really love at the minute? Like, what's your peak hobby that you just think, oh, I really just don't have the time or the resources to make that, happen?
It's a good question, isn't it? I think it depends. Because I think I'd do the hobbies that I do, but I'd take them to an extreme level. So like
painting on a mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Painting on a mountain. Yeah, exactly. No, but I'd like just hire,
the best of the best.
The best trainer. Like I'd hire
the best
Roy Choi to teach me how to cook.
Right.
Like
that's a perfect
I'd
one.
like get like people like experts to teach me. I'd pay, who do we love? David Cross, Bobby Lee, or whoever to teach me how to do stand-up. I would get Tai Shan Schurenberg to teach me how to paint.
Yeah.
You know, I go for the people rather than the hobbies.
Oh.
Or then maybe I'd learn how to fly a helicopter or a pilot plane or something. But I don't actually have interest in that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard that from you.
But that's an expensive hobby.
It's interesting, though. Maybe I am just a woman devoid of passions because
I've been telling you for 8 years.
Because, you know, I'm even thinking now, indisposable income. Like, I'm like, all right, great. Like, you know, maybe
Macrame.
I know. Hey, there's nothing wrong with macrame.
I know there's nothing wrong with macrame.
But I mean, like, I'm, you know, I'm quite a dull person. I think I'd want to spend it doing stuff, you know, rather than.
Well, that's a hobby, and it's
picking
not
up-
travel hobby.
Travel, yeah, travel's a good one.
I think if I had disposable income, massive amounts, I'd build you a recording studio and you could sing. Because you've got a great voice, haven't you?
You're very kind, but I think that would be a huge waste of money and time.
Definitely wouldn't.
I'd just get in there and just record a whole musical single-handedly and then just listen back to it being like, oh my God, yeah. Wow, yeah.
Just for you, yeah?
No.
Special song for you.
In fact, no, I retract that completely. It would be awful.
Yeah.
I'm not that person.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe chair whittling or pottery. That's what I'd love to
pottery.
do.
Yeah, you've always wanted to do pottery.
I'd like to have a kiln. But for me, I'm a bit like, the mess and the effort. I'm just a very, you know, I'm like, can I just enjoy my time and like not have to do things all the time?
Yeah. I think it's...
I know I'm a joy to be married to.
Oh, yeah, you laugh a minute, entertainment non-stop.
Yeah.
I think, though, if you look at me, my behaviour with hobbies probably isn't actually that healthy. I'm sure, you know, like, I'm sure my therapist would probably say, you're looking to fill a void there. You're looking to fill something or your attention span or something. I'm sure there's some negatives to it. So don't be so harsh on yourself.
No, I'm not. I don't think about it that often. That's the thing. I'm not going, I wish I wanted to do hobbies. I wish I wanted to do stuff. I take it as if like, if I have an interest, it'll present itself and I'll do it then. But if I'm not interested, don't, you know, I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm happy to try new things all the time. But we've also
not some things.
much to the disappointment of my husband. But there's you know, after the pandemic, we've all been in a time of, you know, picking up hobbies and doing them at home, but then going back out in the world and your social calendar's suddenly really busy, and you do feel like, I want to carry on doing these things that I really enjoyed when I was furloughed or, you know, I was locked inside, and now I'm out, so I shouldn't do them anymore.
Yeah,
but it's important to have hobbies, isn't it?
It is. I think it's very beneficial. The shortest hobby I ever had was the harmonica, which lasted probably
about 10 minutes,
3 hours, if that. And in that 3 hour period, I picked it up twice and thought, why have I bought this? I don't want to learn it. Because my thought was, I was in Canada, and my guitars were at home, and I wanted a musical instrument, but we were going to come home at some point. So I thought, I don't want to buy something expensive and lug something around. So I thought, I'll become a harmonica master. And that didn't happen.
See, isn't that funny, though, that you were being really practical in that sense when you said, we'll be moving home at any point. But I would have got you a guitar just so that you could have played it once.
Yeah, it would have been better. It would have been a better investment than the harmonica.
Right,
definitely.
I know. Is that? Why don't you just play something you like playing and know how to play?
Oh,
yeah.
Gee.
I know you play a lot of instruments, but you know, is there one that you don't play but you'd love to master?
Yeah, I always said I'd love to master the double bass.
Oh, the big
boom.
The big
boom,
one.
Boom. Yeah, double bass or cello. They'd be my dreams, I think.
But would it be quite...
I know that cello and double bass are very different.
Right.
Music snobs listening, I'm aware.
Right.
But yeah, big stringed instruments for me.
Yeah, big boy.
Big boys, yeah.
Give it a good cuddle.
Yeah, because the double bass is just beautiful, isn't it? Bass was the first instrument I ever learned, bass guitar. And I'd like to go back to its roots, which is the double bass.
Would you play like pick, you know, with your hands, or would you have a...
I'd do both, I think. But that's the beauty of the double bass. You can do classical, you can do jazz, funk, soul, rock, pop, lock, stock, 2 smoking barrels.
Great, yeah. Well, maybe we'll get you on.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry. My disposable income will be getting spent on a double bass at some point in our lifetime. Yeah. It's more of a midlife crisis one, that one.
You know, I also just want to put this out there that I did pick up the penny whistle and was really enjoying playing
Oh
it.
God, yeah.
And you hated it so much that I, thought it was best for us not to play it anymore.
I'm pretty sure I ended up hiding it so that you couldn't play it anymore.
I know.
It's
but
not. It's
like,
got
why?
the same timbre as a double bass, though, does it? Or a.
But in terms of hobbies, if I was enjoying it, maybe I should be given some free reign because, just saying, there's loads of paintbrushes lying around the house, and I invite them.
There's a penny whistle lying around our house somewhere.
I know, but walls are pretty thin here, aren't they?
Payback for that kid that screams downstairs.
Penny outing the kid that screams downstairs.
Yeah,
on the
have we not
podcast?
talked about it already?
I don't think so.
The child that does not shut up. The child that makes me want to die.
He who must not be named.
God, what a child.
Well, maybe they can hear us now, Alf. Oh gosh, I don't like opening up this window.
No.
Let's move on.
Go on then.
How are you?
No, it's too late for that. I'll tell you what, though, I have got a show update for listeners that have stuck with us through Dream and Hobby Chat. You can now, very excitingly, which I think is very important for our podcast, because although we haven't got any clips on this week's episode, we do usually have clips, right? And it's hard because some people don't want to listen. Some people don't want to watch the full episode on YouTube, which I totally get because you might be out and about. I have friends that listen to it whilst they're walking the fields farming. We've got friends that listen to it whilst they're working the shelves in supermarkets or sitting at their office desk. You ain't got time to watch the episodes.
No.
But they want to see the clips that we are showing at times, right? So they want to dip in and just see what the reference to the images or whatever we're talking about. Well, now we've this week been in the process of migrating our podcast over to a new provider platform that we can have videos on Spotify.
Woo!
So if you listen on Spotify, you literally, all you have to do is go. You literally, if you're watching on the phone, you go to Spotify and you just unlock your phone and a video of the episode will automatically play.
It's all there, guys.
So as you can see here on the screen right now, you've got episode of I Could Be Your Grandma just playing there nicely. So as of this week, you can watch every single episode of I Could Be Your Grandma on Spotify. And you can also watch it on YouTube as well, where you would usually watch it. So it's seamless. So it's perfect.
Really great. Great plug, Alf.
Yeah.
Get on it, guys.
Literally.
You'll really appreciate what we've done here.
Have it on. And then when we talk about a clip, you just go, oh, unlock my phone, boom, vid's right there.
There it is. Great.
Amazing. That's it.
Oh.
That's the show admin to do.
Okay, great. Can we do our segment?
Go on.
Okay, so I've been really enjoying Gran Film Festival.
Yeah.
This segment every week. I think it's a nice thing to do.
Gets our creative juices
It
flowing.
really does. I had a lot of fun with this one this week. And
So we've had Grand Theft Auto.
Gran Theft Auto.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Brokeback. Yeah. And this week is your turn.
Okay, so I feel like I should maybe give you the title first.
Okay, yeah.
And then because I think there's a lot to unpick in this one. Really excited about this script. We've got a couple of actors in mind.
Yeah.
We see it going a long way. But I wanted to just run it by you to get your thoughts, where you think it might go, and so on. It's called Evacuees in Space.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow, there's a lot to unpick in that title.
Okay. So what would be really interesting is I'd like you to think about what you think that means. And then when I tell you my scene, maybe it could inspire some other scenes, Like maybe I've gone away you don't think is...
Yeah.
Is...
See, my immediate thought is that this is like Priti Patel's new evacuation policy and that we just blast them into space now.
She would love that.
Yeah, she'd fucking love that.
She'd be all over that.
Jesus.
It's probably written in the small print
Can we all
somewhere.
just blast them into space and get rid of them forever? So they're no one's problem.
Done.
Yeah.
Done and dusted.
Yes, Priti.
Okay. Listen.
I am.
Okay. First shot. Action. Pan.
Are you reading a shopping list or reading stage directions?
I couldn't remember what you say at the beginning
Pan,
of a scene.
bread, tampons.
Outeria Is that a word you use?
Exterior. Oh my God. Is that real? Have you written outerior? Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Outerior.
Shush, listen. Well, you knew what I meant.
Wow. Yeah, it's at the outerior toilet.
First
Have you
shot.
seen the outerior of that building? You are mental.
First shot.
Yeah.
Action. Pan. Outerior. Space. Ding.
Wow.
The song We'll Meet Again is playing as if from an old vinyl record player.
Sing it for me.
We'll meet again. Don't know where.
Oh yeah.
You know that old like wartime song?
Yeah. Love it. Is that on Wally?
Possibly. Oh, maybe.
Which is also set
Shush,
in
no,
space.
shush. A small tin robot by the name of Wally.
Fuck, it's been done.
Damn it. Just copied and pasted the script of Wally.
It would be more interesting than our podcast for sure. If you just read Wally on
And
this
gave it-
podcast, it would be better than this podcast.
And gave it an old man's name like Wallace.
Yeah.
Okay,
Eva.
stop it.
Eva.
Shh, listen.
What?
Space, okay?
Yeah.
And We'll Meet Again.
Isn't it mad how giddy this section gets?
I know.
us?
Look, it gets you going. Love it. You're hard as a rock. I can see it. Okay. A huge spaceship comes into view,
How
and the
huge?
camera zooms in on the front windows of this magnificent vessel.
Love it. I can picture it.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An old woman with powdery white hair is at the helm of this ship in a tight orange spacesuit.
Mm. Yes.
Her milky eyes
Oh God.
are observing the vast expansion of space before her. It's time, she whispers. She turns around very slowly as her old hips don't allow her to move as freely as they once did. So imagine that. She's shuffling.
Yeah, really
she's
slowly.
shuffling,
yeah.
holding on to the barriers on
Yeah.
his arm. So she moves around.
Yeah.
The time is now. She is addressing a large group of OASPs, old age space pensioners.
Nice.
Okay.
The OSPs.
Who look to her in awe as their leader. So they're all there in their orange spacesuits too.
Yeah. Does she not have a different spacesuit because she's the leader?
Oh, yeah, maybe they'll be like navy blue or something.
Yeah, it's got to be like, what's a Gran colour? Like lavender.
Yeah, lilac.
Yeah.
Yeah, lavender.
Yeah, like a lavender
yeah.
spacesuit.
Lavender spacesuit.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's addressing the OASPs.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 8, I was stood at that train station with my little brown box of rations and that godforsaken gas mask, waving my family goodbye.
Jesus.
Little did I know that would be the last time I would see them. A few of the OASPs wipe tears away with their handkerchiefs. Not because they're crying, just because at that age your eyes start to weep without warning.
Yeah, they do.
I know.
They do.
Constantly just at the corner of their eyes,
Always.
just dabbing.
Oh, God. And it's always, the tear's always clinging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Well, no, I've not finished.
I know, but I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Unless this becomes apparent in the script later.
Well, this is what I want to finish.
Okay, you finish,
So
you go.
she's told the sad story. They're
yeah.
all wiping their eyes.
Yeah, go.
I am now 88, and we demand answers.
Oh.
The crowd goes wild. That's it.
What the
That's
fuck?
it. So that's it. That's all I've got.
That's left on a cliffhanger.
Well, it's
Do you know what goes on?
Well, what I'm thinking. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. World War One. 2?
Well, this is going to be my question. Was when was she an 8-year-old girl?
Right. So.
Because in my head, listening to that, I'm thinking, oh, it's a Ukraine war. like now, and it's in 80 years' time when space travel is actually possible.
You know what, Alf? I think you may have just hit upon my first loophole in that I don't think I've thought this all the way through.
Because surely evacuees in space goes with what's happening in the world today, is that there's loads of people been evacuated from Ukraine.
But also, if they were evacuees from, like, you know, World War One,
Who?
These old women, old people on
80
the
years,
spaceship.
it'd be 20 years ago.
Yeah, but spaceship, big space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe.
Well, no, it'd be 10 years
Okay,
ago.
well, this is what we need to. This is why, you know, I'm bringing it to you so that you can help me with these
The
gaps.
logistical sides.
But basically, you've got all these evacuees that were meant to go to the countryside,
right.
and they were taken
And
away
somehow
from
they've ended up in space.
And for some reason, they were then taken as part of a program onto into space.
Yeah.
And they've been living there. And it's only now that they're starting to rebel.
Right. Is there just...
You know, when they're in peak physical condition.
Absolutely. They've gone through... this is my question. Is it just old people? Right.
Exclusively.
It's just old people. So what's happened to everyone else?
Well, they were young.
No, I get that.
Right.
But like, surely... Right, so this is the end of the line of the people that got evacuated.
You know what? I forget that they're 88. 2088. Maybe in space, their ages, they've been given a serum that made them live forever. But
No,
they
but
still
why?
age.
Why are they there? Who sent them there?
Okay. MI5.
Right. Yeah.
One-
The baddies.
They, at the time...
the baddies in the war.
Fine. The Tories,
Yeah, much
Right?
better. Makes more sense.
they were like, well, we've got all these kids.
That
you
sounds
know-
like the Tories. They bloody love a kid.
We've got all these kids that, you know, that are going to have to move in with all
All
these
sexy.
rich people. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, just
You
Tories,
didn't need
innit?
to add in that they're
Well, it's
sexy.
obvious, isn't it? Tories like sexy kids.
But Bridget, are they sexy?
No, the Tories like sexy kids.
Okay, just sound like that.
I will, and I'm going to make a remix. The Tories like sexy kids. Sexy kids. Sexy kids. The Tories like sexy kids on their lap.
No,
Don't vote Tory.
because they like sexy kids and they put them on their laps.
And then they blast them into space when they're finished with them. Right, I interrupted you.
Okay, so imagine this: World War One. You've got all these children on the platforms awaiting the train to get onto the train,
Yeah.
and then you've got all of them waving goodbye. They all get on the train. The train doors close. The lights go off. There's panic amongst the children.
Yeah, amongst the sexy children.
and then, you know, Men in Black style aliens maybe open up the, you know,
Will Smith.
you know, I'm imagining like, you know, those, you know that video that circulated and they were like, oh my God, actual aliens came into that bar and it was a CCTV footage of them really tall, like men in those suits. Like the caption was like, real life Men in Black.
Oh, right, yeah.
Those guys,
Yeah.
they suddenly open up the the carriage doors and all the children there with the little knee-high socks and the little, you know, boxes like, oh, what's going to happen? And they go, you're coming with us. And then they basically all just get shipped up into space to work on the space station because they didn't have enough people. And they wanted
so they're
like
contributing to the space
they
race,
wanted like
are
maybe they
they?
wanted like a brand new space, like a race of people.
Well, your problem here, Bridge, is that we didn't actually get to the moon until the 50s.
But imagine, but
I knew you'd have an answer for it.
you're saying we didn't go. This is film, baby. You know, make up what you want.
Right.
Maybe we did go to space before.
It does make it interesting that it's in World War One rather than future.
Yes, because I think it
It's a
shows that, like,
dystopian, totally different world, really, isn't it?
yeah. So there'll be flashbacks throughout the film from
Yeah.
their childhoods back in England, back in London at that time. You know, in the 20s.
Right. So I'm going to stop you here.
Okay.
And then ask you what the answers are that they want to find. Like, is their goal
yeah.
to get back to Earth? And if so, why are they doing it when they're all old? Now, No, this is the
Okay,
yeah.
I've
This
got the
is
answers.
yeah. Good, go.
Yeah, so I've thought all this
Yeah,
through.
go.
I can show you my like plot sheets.
Oh,
and
I'd love to
everything.
see it. Yeah.
So they were brainwashed when they got onto the spaceship. So they didn't remember that they'd been stolen. So they think they've been in this kind of world forever.
Right.
But in recent years,
They're starting to wake up.
they're starting to wake up. And I don't know why they're starting to wake up, you know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's been like a type of food they've been eating.
Yeah. Type of space parasite maybe that's got into
Or
the brain.
maybe, you know, there was like one day, like the main character, I'm thinking, maybe she, Beryl, maybe she like, you know, saw a guard, you know, or got an interception over the tannoy.
Of Coronation Street. What's that?
yeah.
Where the fuck's that coming from?
Hang on a minute. Coronation Street wasn't even around then.
No, but I'm saying like that came through as they got older. So Corrie would have come around in like the 60s or something.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've been up in space for 4 years.
Somehow they've started to wake up to all these old memories, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw footage. Maybe there was like footage that was archived. You know, that for some reason they had to take on the ship.
Yeah, just like, you know, they thought, what we'll do is we'll get rid of a mass amount of people and send them off into, sexy children, send them off into space, right? And with the goal that they'll never know what happened to them or remember what Earth is or what their life was.
Right.
But we'll back up
Yeah.
all the historical data of the world on the system just because.
Yeah, just in case, you know,
Yeah.
because you never know when
No.
you might need it, and they'd rather take that risk than risk them finding it.
I've got one problem with your plans, Jeff, right? You've got the spaceship's great. I love it. You've done a great job.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been working really hard on it.
Properly, it's great. I can't wait to show it to the boss.
Yeah.
But do we need that data? Do we need that data backup, which
What
explains everything?
You mean those old films that I took of all them children on the train station?
Yeah, you know, all their memories and like, you know, like
yeah.
history stuff. Do we need that on there?
Yeah, well, I just thought, you know, like it might be quite fun to watch for us, you know, at Netflix. We won't be able to get any TV shows
What's
or anything
Netflix?
up there.
What's Netflix? 1920. What's Netflix?
What?
What's Netflix?
I don't know. Have you not heard about Netflix yet?
What do you mean yet?
Oh, wait, what?
What's Netflix?
Shit, he knows. And then he goes like,
And is he from the future?
yeah, he's from the future.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I
This
know.
gets plot thickens.
I know. Well, I told you, I've thought it all the way through.
It's thickening like a Tory's erection. Looking at these small children.
Oh, thicken it.
Oh god,
Oh,
no!
that's
That is a
awful.
grim word, that isn't it?
Stop.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting? Side note that thickening
Oh my god.
is a really delicious word for
Stock.
sauce.
A gravy.
Gravy. Oh, it's thickening. Yes, it is. For penis, not so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of words I think that sound nice, normal, and then you put cock into the mix and they don't sound as good.
Cock does ruin most things.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So he just put a backup.
Yeah,
of
you put
history
backup
on there.
drive, and you maybe, but you know what? Maybe they didn't come across footage. Maybe they just started to remember just because.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe, but maybe.
What do you
was
think about, Beryl? Oh, I'm thinking about the streets of Manchester that I grew up on. I feel like I don't belong here from space. I'm not from here. What makes you think that? You know, because.
Just because.
Just do.
Yeah, you're right. It needs
That's the
to be
end of the
further.
film.
Yeah,
Bum.
done.
Just do.
We'll meet again. No.
I think. Can I give you some notes?
Yes, please.
Can I
I'd
give you
love them.
some
That's
ideas?
why I'm here. I'm here for your kind of guidance.
The dramaturg inside of me is thinking of how we can get this plot going.
Thickening.
Exactly. One of them falls on the spaceship and breaks their back, right?
She just slipped.
No, right. I've been genuine. I've been serious.
It's like thingy of extras, you know, when he's
Yeah.
always like, and these women, you know, and their clothes just come off.
and they're all naked.
Yeah.
No, right. What I'm thinking is, right, because that song has evoked an emotion in me, right? We'll meet again. It's almost as though there's someone out there looking for him. So I think what your story is, right? What your story is, Bridge, and this
Okay.
is where we make our millions, right?
Okay, I'm here.
Is that you're right. World War One, science like this doesn't exist as we know. Space travel is yet not possible, or it's just the very early stages. It's definitely not as sophisticated as sending a load of sexy kids up in space, right? So what happens is that they're on this train, right? This is what happens, right? All the kids are on the train, right?
Sexy kids on
Sexy kids on the train.
yeah.
One of them escapes the train, right? Escapes, runs to the country, finds refuge with a family, is traumatized by his experience. Everyone else gets blasted off to space, right? But he's either got like a brother or a sister that couldn't make it with him. And he or she is trying to find out what's happened to them, where they've gone.
That's why.
And then he investigates and discovers, as an old man when he's 88, where his twin sister is, who's the leader of the spaceship.
Masters in script writing, Alfie Mulroy.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, of course. That makes so much sense.
And because they're twins, they've got a weird little thing going on in which they sense something's not right, that she feels though she's always lacking something in her life, which is her brother on Earth.
Yeah.
And he's been trying to find it, and he discovers this plan to blast all these sexy kids off into space.
Maybe
because they're sexy old
maybe
people
they
now.
were all they're all yeah. Maybe they were all given this like serum. I don't know. Okay, I should really drop the serum thing. But maybe they were all given a serum on the train.
Baileys.
What? Just
What? No, sherry.
nice little sherry. They were all given this serum, right?
Yeah.
And then he escapes, but then he I don't know, like gets intel of the spaceship direct to his.
Let me guess, Jeff set that up as well. Like, Jeff, like, love this serum you're giving to people, but did you need to give that one kid like a telekinetic connection to the database in the spaceship so he knows all the secrets? What was if one of them escapes?
Because it's really annoying that like he was the one that you gave it to and he escaped the train.
Why the one child that you picked is the fucking escapee?
I know.
Now
Well,
our
you
whole
know,
plot is ruined. I thought it might be a more exciting journey for him to discover the spaceship rather than just go, oh, they're there.
how would he ever uncover all of this?
Well, this is what the film is. This is really exciting.
You've got me.
Like, you're literally an audience member in the cinema going, how is he going to go on this journey? How is he going to do this? That's our job. We have to figure out how.
Okay. You're you're so goddamn beautiful.
You're there with popcorn already. Like, tell me.
God, it's
how's he gonna do
fantastic.
it?
I'm just seeing the box office just soaring right now.
It's actually a good plot.
Thank you. I've got the see. This is why we make such a great production team. You know, I come up with the banging ideas and the concepts, and you just fine tune. You know, all the plot.
yeah. You know all the important bits.
yeah.
No,
What
I
do
didn't
you
want to hijack it.
No. I'm really glad you did. This is what it's R&D.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the title Evacuees in Space?
I do like it, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I
I
mean-
really like the old age space pensioners.
Yes.
But like, does that mean that they work on the ship? Have they worked on that ship? They must have.
No,
they
they're
must
all
have
the
had to work.
children.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, what? No, I mean, like, once they get blasted up into space.
You're blasted.
Blasted in space. What do they do? Who feeds them? Do they work? Do they have a purpose?
Yeah, well, they must do. The
Yeah,
reason that
that's what
they've
we
gone
gotta
up
think.
there is for a reason, to kind of work on a program to, you know, discover new minerals on another planet. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
To find life on another planet. So they've got all the resources. And I'm imagining like,
Could be like vitamin supplements.
yeah,
'cause that's
no,
what
I'm
old people
imagining like, you know, back on Earth, it's set in a certain time, but in space, you know, they are thousands of years ahead in terms of technology, but they're keeping it from Earth because they don't.
Well, they don't know what
need
Earth
to.
is.
What?
They don't know what Earth is.
Wait,
What?
what? Were they abducted then? on
Yeah,
the
that's what I
train
mean.
by
Like, is there like a team
aliens?
of leaders? Is there a team of Tories on the ship running it?
I really don't want to give Tories much air in the film, to be honest.
No, but are they the evil? They're the baddies, right? So the Tories on the ship. There's like an evil Tory leader, And then the woman who's like, I want answers. The time is now. That woman, Lavender Woman.
Yeah.
Is she?
She's one of the twins.
She's rebelling though, isn't she?
She is.
So
yeah.
there is a team of leaders, a team of baddies on the ship.
Yes.
Right. So they obviously get them to do horrible work or something.
Yeah, and they're aliens. But they're alien
But all
Tories
are, aren't they? Tories are aliens.
But maybe that is the plot, that like all, the message of the film is that all Tories are aliens.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we, conclude to.
Yeah. It's a good conclusion, I think.
Isn't it fun though that they've decided to, rebel, but they're all old? I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I love an old person fucking reclaiming the last years of their life.
I know. I kind of envisaged her giving this big speech about, reclaiming her memory and like what they're going to do about it. And then her like crowd surfing, but no one can catch her. So they all just kind of like break all their bones.
Yeah, and they end up in hospital together and seduce each other in gay relationships.
That's where, maybe that should be a part of Brokeback. Maybe we just combine the two.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the hospital scene.
Broke back in
the
space.
wider picture, obviously, is evacuees being abducted and now they're in space and now they're all old age pensioners.
It's interesting. It's good because Evacuee, I like it. I
just don't think the representation for old people is in, sci-fi films.
That is absolutely true. You don't get an old person sci-fi film.
No, they all just, they're all very young and sprightly.
Yeah.
At the helm of the ship, steering the wheel, taking them off onto adventures, solving all the mysteries. Old people have it together.
Old people want to space travel too, guys.
Yeah. And
Look at Richard Branson.
Exactly. Okay, great.
I like it. Well
Thank
done.
you.
It's a great film.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
I had fun writing it.
Yeah. You put more effort into that one.
Did I?
Yeah, your prose and your screen,
my screen talk,
your
is
dialogue,
getting
and your what do you fucking call it?
Masters in script writing.
Yeah, your bloody
yes,
scene descriptions.
Great.
I love Outeria as well.
Yeah,
Best
well, I
bit.
didn't really know what it was called. Interior and outerior. I don't know why they call it
Exterior.
exterior, because outerior makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Outerior.
I'll let listeners decide on that one.
Okay.
Cool. Great. So moving on swiftly from Gran Film Festival. Loved it. The nation's grandma, Queen Liz, probably gonna die soon.
Oh, I guess so dark. Like, why do we do? Why?
I think we need to start talking about it so we can plan something for her. Plan something for the funeral.
Plan something big.
Well, yeah, because like she is that 124 years old or whatever. Like she's proper old, isn't she? She's 99 or something.
Yeah, she's 99 going on 70 in her 70s
Nah,
though. I think
she's
she
ill.
looks really well.
When was the last time you saw her?
In person. Yeah, you're right. Only probably about a year ago was when we last had a good catch up.
No, even when you saw her at Christmas at the speech, she looked old.
I don't really watch.
She hasn't been out in public for a long time.
Is this so when you told me about this, you were like, she's not been out in a long time. And I was like, sorry, I didn't know you were following
It's on the news.
The diary of the royals.
It's on the news.
Right, okay.
Every bloody news story is, Charles is stepping in for this now. Queen's not been out in so long.
Well, maybe
people are preparing for her.
I mean, I don't know why we're surprised because she will pass away.
Yeah.
How do you? It will be quite odd. I'm not a royalist in any way. I don't really, as people, as a body of people, I'm sure they've done a lot of good work. I'm sure they.
A lot of good rapes.
A lot of good rapes.
A lot of good pillagings.
Yeah. And I'm sure that they, for a lot of Brits, they mean a lot, don't they? And I can appreciate
stupid
that.
ones, yeah.
I
Stupid
don't
Brits.
stop it. We don't personally adhere to that. Or why we're obsessed with people that are just rich because they were told. How?
Here we go. The brain is ticking now.
How did it all start? Who just said one day I'm going to put on this crown?
Yeah.
It was what they fought for it, though, didn't they?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
So they fought for it. They died, and then the winner put on a big wooden crown and went, right, I
think it's metal. I think it's metal crown, not wooden.
Well, it would have been originally wooden.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Probably.
yeah, across the years, of course.
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's it's the pinnacle of like.
Because the Queen didn't do anything to become the Queen.
No, she's just like us.
You know, she didn't study a degree in being
Queenness.
Queen. Yeah, Queeness.
Oh my, that's a degree I want to take.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should do my master's in.
How to be a Queen.
How to be a queen, but QWEEN.
Oh, a queen. For a minute there, I thought, isn't that just how you spell queen?
No,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's a queen,
Yeah.
but more fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she didn't really do it. She was just born into the royal family.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, again, there is the argument that she didn't really have much choice. You know, she's born into it. She's kind of got to carry on that bullshit.
If someone could literally
Tell me I was queen, I'd do it in a minute.
like, so God said to like your floating spirit, God was just having a laugh.
Sorry, I did leave that in the toilet. Leave that in the toilet this morning.
Your floating spirit.
Bridget, you've left your floating spirit in the toilet again.
Jesus, that's a stinky floating spirit. So if God, I'm trying to figure out, yeah, you're just a floating spirit, right? And God, or whoever it is, the creator of the universe, or the higher being of consciousness, whatever it is, right, was just having a laugh one day, and he gives you a nudge and goes, "Here, mate, come over here." And you go, "Wow, I'm having a nice time in a floating spirit." And he goes, "Right, yeah, I can put you in the testicles of this man who's gonna be the father of the Queen of England, right?
Okay.
Or I can put you in the testicles of who is your dad now, and you're gonna be Bridget Mulroy,
Right.
and you have a fine life. It's fine.
Right. Okay.
You'll have a fine life.
Yeah.
Or you can be the Queen of England. You pick the Queen.
I don't quite understand what that question was. Hang on a minute. Whose testicles am I in? Can I not be in testicles? I don't really like
That's
that
where we all
idea.
came from. You gotta be. You gotta be.
We didn't come from the testicles though, really, did we? We all start in the female body, right? What came first, man or woman?
Well, the man comes first. That's how it works. Always.
And she never does. Famously. Okay.
Take it back now.
Sorry, I take it back.
Look at the camera and tell them that's a lie.
It's a lie. So I can choose to be who I am now,
Yeah.
or I can choose to be in the royal family.
Yeah,
That was
the
the
Queen.
long-winded way of
Yeah, but whose balls do you pick?
why does that have to be a thing? Okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's funny actually. Like, why wasn't this floating spirit like, God? Why you got to put me in a pair of balls? Can't you just make me that person?
And you're like the higher consciousness and like, you know, the higher being that represents all of humanity. Like, why are you obsessed with genitals? Like,
It's funny, aren't they?
couple of balls, isn't it?
Laughing it, you get to, say sex and that. Isn't it? It's funny.
Of course, God is a lad.
Yeah, God, he's a massive lad, isn't he?
Classic. No, I don't think I'd want to be in the royal family. No.
You would rather be you than the Queen. What a life.
But now I know what the royal family really are.
Yeah,
I
all
wouldn't want to be a
miserable.
part of it. Maybe when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, it'd be great to be the queen. Isn't it mad that when we grow up, none of us question the royal family? In British culture,
Yeah, we don't.
you grow up and you just, the queen.
You're like, oh my God, it's amazing, the Queen.
Just as much as, just like how that's
That's what I
you
used
sounded
to
like.
say, skipping my heels in the playground. Oh my goodness, the Queen.
And then, just like we believe, just like how we go and buy bread and milk, that just that level of everyday normality
Yeah.
was the belief that the royal family and the fact that somebody ruled over a nation.
I didn't think at the start of this podcast you'd be comparing the Queen to buying bread and milk. But I'm here for it,
Yeah,
and
you
I
get it.
appreciate it.
You get it.
I do. It was a staple of our childhood.
I feel like a lot of people would listen to this and, in the coming months, depending on the Queen's condition, feel very upset and feel like we're losing a huge part of history.
I also
and
am part of
tradition.
that a little bit. I do think it will be a strange because she's just been around for all of our lives. Do you know what's weird about the Queen? She's been around all of our lives. She's been around all of our parents' lives. And she's been around for most of our grandparents' lives. Like, she's been around.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, she has.
She probably hasn't, you know.
No, of course she has. She's had one man.
I know.
Isn't that mental?
One man.
And he's had fucking loads of women.
I know. One man Lizzie.
God.
She. I don't have anything against the Queen. I don't think. I think she's. I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe we should just be royalists so we can talk about this a little bit more. But I do find the whole thing just really bizarre.
Oh yeah, no, it is weird. But it's like you say, it's only one of those things that I've become more awoke to as you get older, because you are like, what do they do? Really? What's the point in them? And like, do we need them? And what's, are they doing any good? Other countries don't have them and they don't need them. But it's quite nice having that traditional thing.
How much do you think they, as much as they probably contribute to this hierarchy within our country, how much do you think they play a role in maintaining some order?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Order in what sense?
Order in the minds of the British public. Do you think there's something subconsciously about Brits that are like, oh, we are sophisticated, and because of this old tradition that we have these people who do these ceremonies and go about things in a very particular processed way. Like, do we want to be a nation like the States that don't really have due process, but are much more likely to kind of fall under corruption? But then you could argue that, like, I don't know if the royal family, do they just turn a blind eye to a lot of,
I imagine so.
Okay.
It's an interesting question though, because I do think I think the Queen holds order for the royal family. I think the Queen, I think once the Queen goes, more people will stop caring about the royal family.
It'll start to crumble a bit.
And it will start to crumble. So I think for them, it's more detrimental.
Yeah.
I don't think societally they have that much of an impact on us. Like, I don't think we're all suddenly going to revolt and go, oh, the Queen's dead, let's fucking take our country back.
Well, this is the thing.
Because we've already got it.
It just, they've done a really good job of kind of just being there in the background and not being like, that's why they hate any controversy. That's why they hated Diana. That's why they must be seething about Meghan and Harry.
What about Andrew?
Well, this is the other thing, is that, this is the thing. They're doing everything they can to just quash drama, inverted brackets.
Just let us spend our money quietly and we won't interfere with you. Just let us be rich. Let us keep our land and let us spend our money.
Well, this is the other side of it, because it is just inherently so problematic that we have a royal family, isn't it?
Let us abuse all these black people in peace.
Yeah, the fact that we can have, like, Prince Andrew doing what he's doing. With all them sexy kids.
Oh, aye, absolutely.
Like, what the hell are we all doing? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
When you think you'd have everything in life, right? You go and spoil it by having sex with minors.
I know.
Like, why? Why? This is what I don't get. I was listening to something the other week about who was it? I can't remember. It was a podcast. Maybe they were talking about Epstein or something. But they were just like, I don't understand how you can be that. Like, you could, if you were a sex addict or whatever. This is how it's got to be an illness, right? Like, if you're a sex addict, you could just buy the most expensive prostitutes over age. Legal age prostitute. Like, you could buy the most expensive, most beautiful women. Oh, it's about Harvey Weinstein, actually. The people talking about Harvey Weinstein. It's like, you're the biggest name in Hollywood, right? You are a billionaire. You've produced the biggest films ever made. Like, you could just pay for the most beautiful women to have sex with you, but you'd rather
abuse
rape
women.
people. You'd rather rape women and abuse them with your power. Like, it's so strange, isn't it? Same with Andrew. It's like, you're part of the royal family. You could just pay a hooker off to not say anything, but instead you're just going to rape an underage girl.
Well, I think it speaks to them. They live a life with no consequences. and no boundaries.
Yeah.
And they know that
everything's
they
on.
could do anything
Yeah.
that they want, like Prince Andrew, and be untouchable.
Got away with it, hasn't he?
Pretty
You know,
much.
he got fined. He's got to give up all his money and his royal status or whatever, but well, not all of his money, but like he's got to pay her stuff. But he's technically got away with it. Like he hasn't gone to prison.
There's also, with the prostitute argument, you know, like you could.
I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Right. Okay. Well,
I'm not saying that's what you should do.
No. But you're saying like, why abuse people when you could just
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Essentially, you could buy anything in your life, right? You've got everything.
Yeah, but he's not. He's an abusive person, so it's not about that. It's about you know, being the alpha and inflicting pain on the weak. What he deems as the weakest in the group. It's all about power, and you know, it's very sad.
Yeah.
I also think, you know, with the Prince Andrew thing, I like how. Why would you ever want to do one? Why would you want to get involved? But like you're in the. Would you like imagine thinking that? Oh well, I'm going around with this guy. He must have just not thought that it would ever see the light of day. He must have just not thought
Yeah,
it
but
was a
that's mad, isn't it?
You know, he must have just not thought in general, but like just gone. Oh, well, this isn't going to be the biggest story of, you know, 2020.
Yeah. Well, it technically wasn't. So you got that right.
Also true.
Yeah.
But yeah, the royal family do a real good job in just quietening all the noise.
I think he's actually been really lucky. I reckon the Queen's like held on for dear life for the past 4 years just so that he got this out the way. Because I reckon if the Queen wasn't around, he'd have been put to prison.
Great.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, he's like that.
Because she can't
she's
have
still
that
around.
staying in her reputation.
No.
So like it's been dealt with. She's dealt with it. Yeah, fair. Let me deal with it and then I'll go.
Yeah.
Is what she said.
Quite it's like she's in the room.
I know. I can do the speech for her.
So, you know, we don't like them. You know, it's deeply rootly problematic and it's rooted in racism and sexism and paedophilia and war and sovereign
and stolen land.
Yeah, and money, but extra bank holiday.
Extra bank
Do you know what I
holiday.
mean?
Well, if she dies, we should get another one, which would be even better, wouldn't it? It could be a year full of bloody bank holidays.
Oh yeah.
Be great.
Who will take over then? It will be Charles or it'll be
Yeah, Charles, but who gives a fuck about him?
This is the thing.
You know what I mean?
I just don't think. I think this is once the Queen dies, it'll be the beginning of the end of the royal family.
I think it'll be like the King of Spain. Just kind of does. He's kind of there, but he isn't funded by the state anymore. And I think he's just kind of like more ceremonial, kind of like, you know, he's rich and they can be quiet, but not as rich as.
Just like a poster person for a country.
He's King of Spain. So what? So what? You're King of Spain. Who cares?
I'd love to be King of Spain.
Right then, you ask God to put you in his dad's bowls.
Okay, sí, señor.
See, that's his clay.
Well, you know, will you be sad when the day comes and she, you know, the death has been announced?
No. And I don't mean that. I have nothing personal against her. I will feel neither sad nor happy.
Neither.
I shall neither celebrate nor mourn.
I think it's interesting though, isn't it? Because like our grandparents' era, it's
Oh, they'll
going
be
to be
devoured.
huge, isn't it?
I actually remember a funny story. My grandma,
Yeah.
the Queen, was coming to Beverley, which was a town that I lived in very briefly. It was, I can't remember what it was. I think it was part of like the 50th year or something, Jubilee or something. 40th. Can't remember. Anyway, my gran loves the Queen or loves the royals. And I remember my sister, I was saying she was coming on like a Wednesday evening to Beverley, like in a horse carriage going through the square, and people go and wave and go Queen, Queen, and I was like, I want to go, because as a kid it's like it's the Queen. It's like the Prime Minister, like meeting the Prime Minister used to mean
It's a big deal
something.
when you're a kid, yeah.
Meeting the Prime Minister, I remember seeing people on like Newsround, kids on Newsround that would meet the Prime Minister, and it used to be a real thing.
Big deal.
And now it's like, I honestly couldn't give a shit. And like, Johnson is the worst Prime Minister we've ever had in the history of the world. But even if Starmer was it, I'd be like, I'm not bothered about the Prime Minister. Not a big deal. Fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, As a kid, it's different though. It's a much bigger deal. So I was like, we should go. I want to go. And my sister was like, why would you want to go? All the Queen does is open supermarkets. And my gran went, she does not just open supermarkets. And I was like, what do you mean? And my sister was like, she just stands there with a big pair of scissors and a ribbon and opens big buildings and supermarkets.
Oh, maybe that is true though. Yeah, she just constantly got a big pair of scissors in that big handbag. Yeah, that's why that's why she's got a carriage and all those cars behind, just all her stationery.
Yeah,
extra large stationery.
All the shopping she's doing at the supermarkets.
I know, yeah. Hang on a minute, I need to do a round in Aldi.
Have you got any E45 cream in there?
What, for her eczema?
Yeah, she's dry, isn't she? She's dry.
It's so funny that that was the thing you came up with for Aldi. Have you got any E45?
Aldi? Well, no, what would you think of old people? What do old people love to buy in shops?
Oh, great question. We'll do go. Apple pie.
Cotton buds.
Custard.
That goes with the apple pie. Nougat.
Rich tea. Nougat?
Yeah, my gran loves nougats. My gran loves nougat.
Yeah.
What else do old people like?
Oranges.
Yeah?
I don't know.
They
They buy just little things.
They do, don't they?
That, like when I think of my granddad, he's got to the point where he just buys what he needs in the fridge.
Yeah. Doesn't do a food shop. Doesn't do a big shop.
No, he just kind of knows,
Yeah. Frey Bentos pie.
The best of all pies. Yeah.
The best and the worst. Frey Bentos. Sponsors, I can be grandma.
Yeah. And with if you use the code
Bentos 10. Get 10 pies for £1.
That's how much they cost anyway.
I know. Yeah. Bargain.
What?
Speaking of unearned wealth. Yeah.
You're looking at me when you.
No, I'm thinking about the royals.
The Queen, yeah.
Yeah, the unearned wealth. Obviously the big news this week is the Euro Millions winner in the UK winning 187 million.
It's a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
What do you start? What do you do with it? Where do you start?
They're richer than Adele and Anthony Joshua, I think, was the fact. They were like the two celebs they picked. Was like they're just richer than them already. Imagine being Adele, being like, I lost all this fucking weight and I sang all these fucking songs and some randomer's just richer than me in a night.
I hope she isn't thinking that. Like she needs
No,
to
I'm
be
sure she's not.
She needs to be focusing on her. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know.
It is what combined richer than
No, I
Adele
think that's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, going from one day and just being, working as a teacher or, just living your humble life.
Yeah. Doing good
doing
work.
good work and, putting food on the table, paying your mortgage.
Honestly, probably in
And
this day and
then-
age, thinking, how am I going to pay my fucking energy bills?
I know.
How am I going to afford to fill my car? Life is getting hard.
And
And
then
then,
that's it. Life changed forever. Is there been any conversation about, sorry, just to revert back.
yeah.
We do know what that feeling is a little bit, don't we? When we
Do we?
when we won a little bit on the GGs a few months ago, the Grand National.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
came away £100 richer.
well, we won 150 quid. They won 187 million. So it's not quite the same.
Well, I don't know. It's potato.
We got a good roast dinner out of it, didn't we? In a nice pub.
And that's all I need.
Not 187 million.
I honestly, when we watched Wolf of Wall Street the other night, I remember thinking, I think money just will inherently change you for the worse.
Yeah.
It has to. If what you deem important it just is about money, this thing that actually doesn't exist, then you just strip away pieces of who you really are. I do believe that.
Do you think it would damage us like that if we won?
I think it would, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I love the fact.
Would you tell me to throw the ticket away? We can't have it, Alf. It'll ruin our lives.
No, obviously not. We buy a big yacht, but we'd be unhappy.
We'd be fucking miserable.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I think it would be a real oh God, we've suddenly we're just. I love living a life where we're constantly in pursuit of making our lives better.
Me too.
Like, I find that that's the beauty in it. You know, you're always going,
No, yeah.
I love what we've got going on, but like one day we might have this goal. And then to attain something.
Who's this woman that's never spoke like this before in her life?
I'm sorry.
Literally, all I hear every day is, "I wish I was rich. I wish we could do that." I
Okay,
wish life
well,
was
there's a
easy."
difference between, you know, wanting to be like mega rich and then just wanting, like, you know, to not run out of money at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd like to live comfortably, and, you know, I'd want to like be able to buy my friends' birthday presents and not just like cheap crap I buy from the shop.
Yeah.
Like, I'd want to like do, you know.
Yeah. Be
know.
comfortable.
Yeah, be comfortable and really enjoy my income rather than worry about my income every month. But I just think 187 million is it's a different universe. It's you have then the potential to build a whole new world for yourself. And I just don't know how.
You arguably have the potential, depending how you want to use it, to like make serious change in, like, maybe not the world, but like your country or your community. Like, you could start a massive company, couldn't you? You could build a business, or you could like bribe politicians. Like, you could influence a lot of people.
You could do whatever you wanted, I think, with 187. Oh, could you? Is that not a lot?
There's a lot of people out there with a lot more money than 187 million. Bezos wouldn't scratch his nose for 187 million.
But I think what's that I heard that thing a while ago that was like, and we've probably, excuse me if I've said this on the podcast already, but you know, when you're a millionaire, say one person in a group becomes a millionaire and everyone else, you know, doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And then everyone else becomes a millionaire. Then no longer do you feel like
everyone's normal. Yeah, you're not special.
No.
Yeah.
And a part of us always just wants to be special, feel like special, stand out.
Yeah.
Right, the best. That's why, and I don't think that's a quality in a human in your short lifetime that we should be striving towards. Now, it's a battle, I think, not wanting that, because inherently we all want to be the best. It's just a fight or survive thing, isn't it?
A flight.
Sorry, flight or survive?
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight. Yes, thank you.
Am I going to have to take you out into the outterior and put you down?
Wring my neck. No.
Fight or survive.
Flight or shy. Sorry, I can't. But that, you know, like that's within us. So we want to be the alpha of the pack. We want to be the leader. We want to be the best. We want everyone to look to us.
Yeah.
Or maybe everybody doesn't. It might just be what I think.
No, I think you're absolutely spot on.
But I think that if you're not careful, that money in the wrong hands is just.
Oh. I'd like to say that I'd be that person. It wouldn't change me. It would probably change me quicker than most people.
Of course it would.
I'd be like, I am fucking king.
Yeah.
I am king.
Pass me that wooden crown.
I would. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Pass me that wooden crown. I'm claiming this now. This is mine. I am king.
And I don't think I'd love.
And I go crazy.
You.
No, I think you'd.
I think we'd
me.
probably fall out of love with each other pretty quick.
Do you reckon? No, I think me and you we'd
rule the world.
Me and you would. I think me and you would be infatuated with each other and the money that we have, and I think we would be horrible to be around.
That's what I mean. I think I think it wouldn't be good for us. I don't know. I don't know. This is the thing. You just don't know.
Who needs friends when you got money? Who needs friends when you got 187 million and a husband?
I know.
And a wife.
But Alfie, isn't that such an awful thought? Isn't that the worst thought you could have ever?
Yeah, no, I am joking. Obviously.
I know, but like that would be that is in there somewhere. So when you get that check for 187 million, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
You're kind of in for some pain, and also, you know, there might be a lot of people who, you know, there would be people who'd be like, oh, can I have some?
I was going to say, whose life would you ruin?
What do you mean?
Whose life would you ruin? Like you could just ruin someone's life, couldn't you?
What do you mean ruin it?
As in,
how?
like, there's someone that we all don't like in our lives. You could ruin it.
By how? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Just pay people to do shit.
I thought you meant by like not giving the money.
Oh yeah, also that too. Also that. Would you do that?
No, of course not. Would you? The Grudgeman would.
The Grudgeman would.
The
Yeah.
Grudgeman, the Grudgeman's like, gets out a book full of people that have wronged him. He
Yeah.
goes, right, okay, we're going to start number 1. We're going to work our way down.
I'd be like Arya Stark reciting their names at night. The Hound.
Yeah.
Duncan. What's his name? Fucking Gerald. King Gerald. Whatever his name was. Little Blonde King.
I don't know.
That would be my name, actually, wouldn't it?
What, King Joffrey?
Joffrey, that's it.
Oh,
not
right, yeah,
Gerald.
that fictional guy. Yeah.
No, I was reciting Arya Stark's list.
Oh.
My list would be different.
Okay. Who would be on the top of your list? I feel like I'm getting on there throughout this episode.
Yeah, carry on.
I think I come on and off it throughout the week.
Yeah, you definitely do. No, I wouldn't ruin people's lives. Of course I wouldn't. But yeah, you would get a lot of pests, wouldn't you? You get a lot of people going, come on, just give us a mill.
But who are we to go, well, no, it's mine.
Oh, yes, I bought that ticket. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's mad. It'd be like, yeah, you could, yeah, of course you could have, whatever what do you need?
You could honestly.
Would it be hard to? It'd be really hard for me,
Yeah.
I think, to go, yeah, you need money. Okay, what can I give you? I think a part of me would be like, but I want it all.
My 187 million.
This is the Gollum effect, isn't
Imagine
it?
what's crazy about it is that you could give 87 people £1 million, life-changing sum of money,
Yeah,
and still have 100 million to yourself.
I know.
I couldn't even think of 87 people to give $1 million to.
Yeah.
You know, like I could think of 87 people, but like I'd be clutching at straws when I got to like 50. Like, who else can I give it to?
Yeah.
Just give it to our wedding guest list, couldn't we?
Yeah, but maybe you could then, give it to people who, really, really need it.
Oh, you mean like homeless people?
Yeah, and like, I don't know, just
Yeah.
random.
That's the thing
strange.
that-
You could just be at a coffee shop.
Be like
and
Mr.
then
Beast, couldn't you?
see someone who's really sad and then just go, have that.
Here's 10 grand.
Yeah, have 10 grand.
Have you seen Mr.
Change
Beast?
their
Have you
life.
heard of Mr. Beast?
No.
You must have heard of Mr. Beast. He's literally the biggest YouTuber in the world.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I have heard of him.
What's he do?
What about he's he goes on YouTube and does YouTube stuff.
yeah, pretty
And
much.
he's called Mr. Beast.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
his channel is basically like that. Like he's so ridiculously rich that he just does like insane challenges, but gives away so much money and cars and houses. Like he like bought an island and then did a competition with random people. Like the last person to leave the island wins the island, and it was worth like $500,000. And like some randomer just won it, and they just sold it and got $500,000. He did like he did the Squid Games in real life
Oh my
for money,
God.
and but he gives
Not
away
in real
so
life.
much money. No, not for death, obviously. You know,
That's
but
obscene.
I'm amazed you haven't seen it or heard of it.
I
He gives
know.
away so much money. It's insane.
But this is this is what makes me feel, back to Wolf of Wall Street, that bit where that woman gets her head shaved because
It's literally that.
I hate that scene. It made me feel sick.
For
Like,
10 grand it was.
but like why would you want to?
I mean, that's not even close to enough. For me, I'd shave it for 10 grand because I've got nothing to lose.
No,
but,
Alfie,
like,
no, I don't want you to. You should never think that doing something like that just for
Degrading
entertainment, degrading yourself, doing something you would never do in normal life just to get 10 grand. Like, it'd be mad. I'd feel so sad. I'd feel so like, ashamed of myself.
I degrade myself on here every week for fuck all. So I degrade myself for 10 grand.
That is true. Yeah. No, money's dangerous. I don't like it. But I do want all of it.
Yeah. And on that note, sign up to the Patreon. On that note, though, we should wrap things up.
Yeah.
But another feature that we can do and we can set up, in which we'll have live for you guys, especially listeners, that you can leave us voice messages. You can leave us voicemails.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about us, about any crazy stories you want to tell us, something
Give us your most fucked up dream
yeah.
or pictures of film for Grand Film Festival.
Yeah, if you have anything you want us to share video-wise and pick apart, send it through.
Or just have a little rant. Have a little rant about your day on the voicemail and we'll listen to it. We might not play it on the show, but we'll listen to it.
Yeah.
So you can find that on the links on all of our socials. Remember, watch videos on Spotify now and YouTube. Sign up, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. And we love you.
And go buy a lottery ticket, and
Yeah.
may that be the end of you.
May God bless you and place you in the testicles of a wealthy man one day.
So that you may be king
Absolutely.
and rule this land.
Ciao.
Bye.
Damn.